What is up, my fellow gamers? Crafting and enchanting are crucial for success in Odin Valhalla Rising, but navigating these complex systems can be overwhelming. In this video, we're going to be breaking down everything you need to know to become a master crafter and enchant your way to victory. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, it is greatly appreciated, and subscribe with the notification bell if you are new. Timestamps down below in the description box. First thing I want to go over is enchanting. The way this works is you got any type of piece of gear and you're going to need these materials called Boonstones. There's a bunch of different types, but the main ones are one for your weapon. So you have a weapon Boonstone, which is specifically used to go ahead and enchant your weapons. You then are going to have a armor Boonstone, which is used to go ahead and enchant like your helmet, your boots, and then your armor or your chest piece, whatever you want to call it. Also your gloves and also your cloak as well. So pretty much all the stuff on the left side. The stuff on the right side of your character is going to be your accessories. Your accessories are going to have their own Boonstone as well. So if we go ahead and we try to enhance one of these, I actually don't have one right now, but it basically looks the same as the others, right? It just has like a little accessory icon for it. Now, aside from those, there's also special ones. So these basic ones that you see that are kind of grayed out, they're going to enhance your gear by +1. So every time you go ahead and do it, it's just going to increase it by 1 extra. So like for instance, right now I got this at a +2. If I was to use a basic one, it would go to +3. Now there are special ones that are actually golden, and they have a chance to increase your enhancement by +2. So it could go +1 or +2. Now these ones can be a lot harder to come by. These basic ones are pretty easy to get. You can get the basic ones through the dungeons, right? Like if you go to your dungeon area, there's certain dungeons where, you know, you can get these as rewards, right? But then if you do get to like phase 3, this is the gold ones. These are the +2 chance. So these are the ones that are really valuable. They are pretty hard to come by. They don't just grow on trees. The other way though to also get them, let's say you're not at that phase yet, is if you do go into the shop and we go to general offers and we go down to where it says growth material, you can go ahead and you can buy the common ones, like the ones that'll only increase you by +1 right here. You can buy one for the weapon and also one for your armor. You have 5 of these per server every day that you can purchase. You then have the shiny ones. So you got a shiny armor Boonstone chest and a shiny weapon. These ones have a chance to go ahead and give you one of those golden ones. Typically the odds are kind of low. A lot of the times I just buy these ones. I don't really bother buying these. I'm just trying to get the gold ones. Maybe like once in a blue moon I do get one of the gold ones to drop. Like I'll get 4 regulars, and then out of the one it'll be a shiny gold one that'll give me a chance to go +2. But if you don't have access to like the phase 3 of that dungeon, this is kind of like your next best bet. The next best way to go ahead is just you got to kind of get lucky. Unfortunately, there's no guarantee. You just buy these every day and eventually you'll get a hit. Now there is another type which is a really rare. I actually haven't seen the one for the weapon or the armor, but I know you can craft the one for the accessory. That is going to be under the material, growth material. It's going to be right here. It's called the contorted accessory Boonstone. What this does is this actually will go ahead and it will bring your enhanced accessory level down 1 if it is successful. It does have a chance to fail, but this lets you kind of go down in your levels. So the reason you might want to do this is, let's say you reach a safe point. So for instance, this is just a complete example. Let's say your safe point is, or level enhancement 5, right? And if you're going to go to 6, you have a chance to fail. Well, let's say you have it at 5, but you get a gold Boonstone that has a chance to give you +2. You can go ahead and you can risk a +5 to get a +6 or a +7, but you do have a chance to fail. or you could use one of these ones to revert it down a level. So then you could take your gear that is enhanced from level 5 to level 4, and then use that golden boonstone to then try and get it from 4 to either 5 or 6, and it is completely safe. That is actually like the trick that I'm going to mention next, but that's what these ones are for. There is one for the weapon, which will downgrade your enhancement for your weapon, and there is one for your armor, but I have not seen them at all. So speaking of what I was saying earlier, basically the whole premises behind this is you want to get your gear enhanced to like level 4, and then you want to use your gold ones, your gold boonstones, which give you that chance to get a +2 then. Because if you have them at +5 and you use a gold one, you have a chance to fail. But if you do it at a 4 or any kind of safe level, because there are different safe levels. For our typical gear, like our weapon and stuff, the safe level is 4, but then for like your cloak, it's actually a lot lower. So you can see right now we have item destruction upon failure. So the first one was safe, but then you can see the red is where it starts to have a chance to be destroyed. We take a look at like our armor. We can see that once we get this to 5, right now we have no item destruction. So you know, we're guaranteed this is going to be successful. So this is the time where I would want to try and get it to +6. But if we go to one of these +5s that I have, if I was to go and try and enhance this to +6, we have a chance to fail. And if we do fail, the item will be completely destroyed. And you really don't want to have that happen to your hard-earned blues. Your blue rare items, your gears, your weapons, those, you know, blue gear is really, really hard to come by, especially if you're free to play. You don't want to be constantly, you know, destroying these things just to get it up to 6 or 7. Like, it's not worth it. Speaking of that, I actually want to go over the drop rate percentages for you to really put this into perspective, to really show you that, like, hey, it is a big chance you are taking just trying to upgrade your gear. All right, so here's the table that we got, and this is when we're going ahead and trying to enchant different things. So this is going to be for our weapon, and you can see that we have our enchantment success right here, and then we have a +2 probability. This is when we are going ahead and using that special golden boonstone, which has a chance to get a +2. So this is kind of our breakdown. You can see that for enhancement level 1, we've got guaranteed success rate, and then to get a +2, it's 45%. But you really, like I said, don't want to use your golden one for something that's like low like that. So once we go ahead and we get our weapon to 5, you can see that for us to get to 6, it is a huge difference. It's a coin flip basically. So from level 5 to level 6 for our weapon enhancement, we got a 51% chance that it's success, and then 49% that we fail and our weapon gets destroyed. From there, you can also see that we have our percentage breakdown for our +2 probability. So if we were to go ahead and let's say we already have it at 5, and we're trying to use one of those gold ones, we have the chance to fail. And then we also have what? Basically a 25% chance from 5 that we get a +2 hit. So this is kind of the sweet spot right here, because at 4, we know we are guaranteed to go ahead and get that guaranteed upgrade level. And then we have a 30% chance that it'll be a +2. So we got basically a 30% chance that we get it from 4 to 6. And you can see that these percentages, you know, they really go down hard after that. I honestly wish this was a bit higher. I feel like the level 5 to level 6 should be more of a 75% chance. I think this is a little bit drastic for just, you know what I mean, from 100 to 50%. I think it's just way too drastic for that. But you know, that is what the developers wanted it to be. For the armor, we can see that it's even worse. It's 42%. So again, same concept, get it to level 4, use your golden boonstone, and we got a 30% chance. But again, these chances, these ones are a little bit more stricter than the weapon. For the cloak, it's pretty much the same thing, except it starts on an earlier level. So you can see that enhancement 2, we've got an 83% chance, and then it really falls off at level 3. I mean, it basically is cut in half to 44% chance to enhance a 2 to a 3. So really drastic change right there. And then it just goes and continues to kind of like bottom out. So another one you can see going, I honestly would say like this would probably be your best time to use your +2 for your cloak would be after what? From after level 1. So to level 2, you got an 83% chance that it succeeds, and then a 40% chance that you get a +2 hit. If you kind of go above that and you try and do it to 3, you know, that's a 44% chance. You know, so it's a little bit too low for my likings. And then for our accessories, we can see that from level 1, it's guaranteed to get to level 2. It's a 74% chance. And then again, it hard drops into level 3. It goes from 74 to 40. So again, you'd probably want to enhance it 1 and then maybe try and gamble at the 74% chance. And then for our paid accessories, the insignias, you can see we've got enhancement level 1 guaranteed 81, and then it really drops off at that level 3 to level 4. We go from 81 to 51, and then the Warhammer, pretty much the same thing, although the Warhammer is 1% different, which is interesting. 83% at level 2, 81%, and then 51%, and then 52%. So slight differentiation between the Warhammer and the insignia, but pretty much the same concept. Once you get to that level 3, trying to get to a level 3, you know, it's a coin flip, and then it really starts to bottom off. All right, next we're going to go ahead and we are going to move into crafting. So crafting is going to be really important because the drops in this game, you know, I would say they're pretty low percentage to get the item that you specifically want. A lot of the times, a lot of the gear, in fact, that I had to craft. I didn't get lucky and I didn't get it to drop, especially the blue gear. A lot of the blue gear I had to craft. Even my green gear, I crafted a lot of my green gear as well. There's also accessories that you can craft. You know, there's materials that you're also going to need to craft so that you can get, you know, just able to go ahead and craft higher tier gear, because there are different tiers to this. You also got consumables. There's special events sometimes, like right now we have the Realm Invader tokens that you can go ahead. Once you go ahead and collect 5 of these, you can craft that into something. The way the rarities work is it's pretty simple. You've got your grays or your whites for your commons, the greens are your uncommons, then you have your blues, which is the next highest rarity. These are your rares. Purple is going to be your epic, and then your highest tier gear is going to be the gold ones. These are your legendaries. And some of these, man, they're really hard to craft, specifically like the purples, and there are like the highest tier blues even can be kind of hard to craft, but the purples specifically, because a lot of these, they have like specific items that are needed to craft it that unfortunately like you can only get from like the mini boss monsters, like these mini boss monsters that are on the world. And these mini boss monsters, man, if you've participated in one before, you know how like awful it is to get like a drop, because the way this game works is whoever gets the kill shot on these mini bosses gets a drop. So basically, if you go and you participate in one of these mini bosses, you deal a bunch of damage or whatever, you don't get the kill shot, you get nothing. So it's really unfortunate. I spent like 30 minutes one time going from mini boss to mini boss as they were spawning, and every time I was going ahead and I was attacking them, I didn't get one drop. You know, 30 minutes wasted because I just wasn't getting the kill shot. It was really frustrating, unfortunately, but you know, that's how it works in this game. You only get a drop if you get the kill shot, which, you know, I personally didn't like, and it made me not even want to try and participate in those like mini bosses that spawn, because like I said, I wasted like 30 minutes going from one to another, didn't get anything. So that's really unfortunate when it comes to crafting. Now, a lot of these materials you can get from going ahead and just dismantling like gear. So if you go ahead and let's say you dismantle like an accessory that you got from a drop, you're going to get what is this, agate, I guess is how you say it, agate. These are what you need to kind of craft accessories, and also you get these when you dismantle an accessory. And then finally you are going to get these right here, these grindstones, whenever you go ahead and you dismantle like a piece of armor that you get and you don't want to use. So you're gonna have to dismantle a lot of gear that you don't need for like your item collection or something. Let's say your item collection is filled with the item, you just go ahead, dismantle it and get it that way. But then there are some items that you actually need to gather. So like the flaxweed, also there is the wood for the trees, the little tree branches, wood. And then there are the ore as well. You actually have to go ahead and like go and gather these yourself. Now, what I suggest is that instead of doing it manually, what you do is you're going to use this little thing called Mimir's contract. Now, what this does is it goes ahead and it auto gathers for you once every 5 minutes. This is absolutely amazing for when you are AFK grinding. It just goes and it like searches the area that you have set for your auto farming. And if there is an item that can be gathered within your circle, within your auto combat circle, basically, it will instantly just pluck it and put it in your inventory. Your character won't run over to it and your character won't like gather it like you normally would. It literally will just vanish, disappear, and then show up in your inventory. So the next question you're going to probably wonder is, well, how do I get that Mimir's contract thing, right? So what you want to do is you want to go ahead to the shop. And again, this is something that we're going to be able to buy. We're going to go over to consumables and right here for gold. So it's going to last 15 days and you can buy 2 of these per server every month. So basically all 30 days it's going to last. So every month, basically buy 2 of these, run it for 15 days and then run the next 15 days. So it's going to cost you a lot of gold to do this, to buy these. So if you're hurting for gold, just be very, very cautious of buying these. Now, the other thing that we got to talk about with crafting is when you are going ahead and crafting, typically an item that you craft, you cannot sell on the trading post unless it is a great success. So a great success makes the item tradable. So this is important because if you're crafting a blue piece of gear and you get a great success, I personally recommend you try and sell it because you're probably going to get a big amount of diamonds, 500, 600, 1,000. It depends. It depends on the market. It depends on a lot of things, but you could sell some of these blue pieces of gear, for a lot of diamonds, and then just go and buy the materials that you need for a lot less diamonds, and then just make it again, and you'll still have a ton of extra diamonds left over. Now, because there is a probability, let's go ahead and take a look at the chart. So this is our crafting success probability of us getting a great success. We got a 30% rate for uncommon skill manuals, 30% for rares. So this percentage right here, success rate, this just means that this is the chance that we get a great success and are able to trade it. This failure rate means this is the chance that it's not going to be a great success. It doesn't mean that we're going to fail crafting. You can never fail crafting. As long as crafting, you're always going to craft the item. It's just whether you're going to make it tradable or not. This is the chart for, a bunch of the different things. You can kind of look over this. I'm not going to go like super in depth over this, but you can see the percentages for some of these. That is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.